What's up, everybody? FSC Trucking. Man, it's been a interesting couple of days. Obviously, we're back in Wisconsin and just leaving the apartment now, getting ready to go to the shop, take care of some things. I was over there yesterday. Been home for a couple of days, but we're gonna have to deal with some issues that came up. Obviously, we're no longer in Texas. My time down there has expired. So we're down here, or we're up here now, back in the frozen tundra. So we're gonna get ready and get down the line, go to the shop, take care of some errands. We'll talk a bit while I go, try to explain what's going on around here. Some things are changing. Texas really bent me hard. It really put a complete screw up to my business, finances, everything. It's just nothing. Nothing is proper right now, so I have to try to, long story short, I have to repair what's broken right now. A lot of things in my life got put back, and I have to worry about that. One big thing is Matt's pickup truck, popcorn. Another thing is I got to get it to him too. It's winter time, so riding motorcycle all the time is not really conducive, although he lives down in the southeast. Number one, he wants his pickup truck back. Number two, I could use it not being in my shop anymore, taking up space. So we've got other personal projects to deal with. The CL9000 Cabover. Orwell is actually not even here. Orwell's sitting down at the yard. That's a long story. We'll talk about it here in a minute. So for now, let's just get going. Alrighty, so I guess I'll start off with when I left to go to Texas to go take care of my parents. I didn't know if it was to be taking care of my parents or to bury my father. Believe it or not, I even brought my suit with me because I didn't know if we were going to arrive to a funeral or not. I already had Orwell loaded. See, I was planning on doing one more run. I had an MB truck on, one of the snow removal trucks that was going out to Massachusetts, and I was supposed to stop at the yard, drop off paperwork and pick up something to go with it, and then leave. But when I got the call that my dad probably isn't going to make the night and I need to hurry up to Texas, I started looking at airfare, and the fastest thing I could leave at the time was the following morning out of Chicago O'Hare to land in Dallas, and then maybe rent a car and then take the 4-hour drive to get to where I had to go, or land in Midland and then take a 1-hour drive to where I had to go. So it really wasn't going to work out very well. So I decided to just jump in a dually and haul ass. Picked up Jen from work and we left. Jen drove the dually and I drove Orwell to the yard, and then the load I had on, I unloaded at the yard to be repowered and then sent on a company truck or another owner operator. But I was ready to go, and that's the last load I guess I did. So the end dump load was the last one I finished, and then I came back here to Wisconsin, and that's when I decided I was going to get loaded the next day. But anyway, obviously I went down there. My dad got better, and he's still in really bad shape and needs continued help. So that's kind of the battle between me and my sister now, is who's actually going to take care of them and when, and will people that go to church 4 days a week and have little, adult male, my nephew Nick, that's 19 and doesn't drive, has to be driven to work, and then my minor niece that shouldn't be driving because she's too young, needs to be driven to all these different school activities. Will they be able to actually take care of my parents? And that's yet to be determined. That's, I guess, a fight for the future. But with that, right now for me, I have to get back doing what I do, which is truck, get the shop back in order, and I need to get Matt his pickup truck. So yesterday I dropped off the parts, his front end, at the machine shop up in Green Bay. It's a twin I-beam Ford. We're doing kingpins on it, so the I-beams have to be bored and bushed, and just the bushings in the knuckle have to be reamed so they fit the kingpins exactly. Once that's done, I have to take it to Baumgart Tire and Wheel to get aligned, and then we're going to haul down to Ohio because Matt is going to be visiting his girlfriend there I've already gotten him airplane tickets to Ohio. So we're gonna go to Ohio, drop off the truck, and planning on having my Razor with me as well in the big trailer. And then we're going to, me and Jen go somewhere, possibly Tennessee, West Virginia. Not really sure where, but we'll do something with the Razor. And then we'll get back at it, get back trucking. That's basically the plan. So this week, once Matt's parts are done, I got to put his truck together. But now I got to go and fix my shop. Some people might know in previous videos working, my air compressor took a crap. The motor shorted out, so, and took the air pressure switch and electrical switch with it. So I have to get that. So I'm gonna take the old pump off. I'm gonna take the old motor off and the switch and run it down to Granger, and then hopefully they either have one or can order me one. So then we'll have shop air again, and then I'll just keep busy working on the Ford Cabover, a few other personal projects I've been trying and meaning to get out of the way. So that's the basic plan for today. We'll see how it goes. Now eventually we're gonna have to get Orwell going. Like I said, he's down at the yard waiting on me, because I dropped him off. After I dropped off the freight, I just left Orwell there, locked the doors, and then shot in the dually with Texas with Jen. So basically, once I unloaded the trailer, I dropped the trailer, locked the doors. Jen followed me with the dually, so we just jumped in the dually and shot straight to Texas. So that's where Orwell's sitting right now. And obviously it's cold. It's like 37 degrees out right now. It snowed a couple days ago a little bit, so there's some remnants of that still flying around. But it's, you know, early, I don't know, late fall, early winter, I guess. I don't even know officially what season it is, but regardless, good thing I have the green APU on that truck, because when I do fire it up, it's not going to want to start at all. It's not even plugged in. So what I'll do is the green APU will fire right up in this kind of cold weather. We did this last year this time after we came back from Glamis. Truck sat for 5 weeks. Green APU fired right up. A couple hours later, I turned the key, and the green APU already had my engine warmed up. So that's going to be how we start Orwell, because Orwell hates the cold, as do I. But we'll see. But I figured I'd mention that real quick as to how I'm going to get Orwell fired, because no more cold starts like I did prior to the green APU. So I figured I'd mention that real quick, because people are wondering, it's cold, how are you going to get it home? Don't worry, we'll get it home. My big enclosed trailer. That's what we'll be using later. The fruits of my many months of labor was the trailer. That's how we moved Mom and Dad to Texas. Some may or may not remember. I might get into that in the future, I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's how it got done. None but pure tenacity, craziness, and determination. Nothing more, nothing less. Alrighty. Yeah, 2 people, me and Jen. Took us 2 weeks to load that trailer. So yeah, it's been an ongoing saga with me and my parents, to be honest. You gotta remember, at the time when they moved out of New Jersey, like all of New York was moving to New Jersey, all of New Jersey was moving to free sections of the country, and it was pretty ugly at the time. So if you wanted that kind of move to be made, you had to pay an absolute fortune to get it done. So we did it for my parents, and well, to be honest, my father and I made a deal as far as how much I would pay and how much my father would pay for the trailer, and I would do the work for him. That way there would be no breakage, and there was no breakage upon loading the trailer. There were some things that got damaged in unloading the trailer, and that's only because I didn't do it. Someone else did. It took me and Jen 2 weeks to do. A handful of people did in like 2 hours. So you tell me how good a job they did. So, not the best. Anyway, so here we are. Got the chapel trailer here behind me, and the 352 behind me as well. Yeah, we just walked like right through there. Yeah, that's right. There's another cab over right there. That's how it goes. All right, well, here's the game plan for today, or at least right now. Alrighty, here's the game plan for today. This switch took a crap because this motor shorted out and it took the breaker with it. So, yeah, unplugged it. We got to take this motor off. I'm going to run it down to Granger, see if I can get a brand new one, and along with a new pressure switch. That way we'll have our big air compressor back. Not having shop air has become a problem. So, yeah, we want shop air. So, there we go. All right, let me get that done and get down to Granger. Well, alrighty, there we go. Motor's missing, switch is missing. Let's go. Go put them in the truck. Let's get on out of here. The motor and the switch. Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry, I forgot my GoPro. I'm using my cell phone again. So I went to Granger yesterday. They had my switch for the air compressor, but they didn't have the motor.
Approaching a railroad crossing.
The motor came in today, so it's late in the afternoon. I had to edit a video this morning. This one took me like a full 4 hours to edit. So, anyway, we're pulling up here. We'll go and get my motor, then we're going to head to the shop and start installing it. Alrighty, got my big old motor and a big old box. Alrighty. Alrighty, boys and girls, it took a little bit of figuring out, but I got her done. I'm not the best electrician on planet Earth, but here we go. Tank was bled down to absolute zero, so with the new switch in there, let's wait for air to come up. Starting to hear it huff and puff a little bit. Hear it? As much as I hate Harbor Freight, that's where I got that thing from, not the tank. I originally got the whole setup and the compressor took a dump. I bought the whole thing used. So now it's a Harbor Freight compressor pump and a Granger electric motor and still the old 80-gallon tank. I am going to replace it with a dual stage eventually, and maybe this will set up in the trailer, the big enclosed trailer, not sure. But either way, that's enough to get shop air for the time being. Alright guys, finally the air compressor from hell is fixed. Let me show you. I'm going to bleed it down. She's going to come on just around a little over 100 pounds. So now I'm going to bleed it down, or now that it's bled down, it comes on a little over 100. I have it set to cut off. Originally it was cutting off at 130. I got it cutting off, sorry. Originally it was cutting off at 120. But I need 130, so I increased it to come shut off at 130. The other thing is the unloader valve wasn't working right. It's a check valve down in there. I had to replace it. I got to bear in mind why you don't have to go up to 130. Well, my step deck and my double drop both, those tires all run at 125. So usually I run 100 on the drives, 110 on steers, and 125 on my trailer. So you need better 125 to be able to put 125 in. So I had her cut off at 130. A little bit of finagling, but I got her done. but the check valve was bad, so that was another problem that might have contributed to the failure of the other motor, although the old motor had a lot of time on it, so, and it ran a lot, so. New one's running good. It's now the unloader valve. You'll hear when it cuts off, it'll hiss, and it'll stop. What it's doing is most people don't realize that unloader valve is actually right in here, but it's a check valve in the tank. What it's doing is it's letting the head pressure from the top of the compressor pump and the line that bleeds it out. That way when the motor restarts, it's not pushing against 130 PSI, it's pushing against 0. Excellent. Now that's how it's supposed to work. Turn it off electrically and we're good to go. All right, now that that's done, I still got to put my air regulator back on there, but for now that's fixed. We're good enough. So now I'm going to go ahead and hook up my big enclosed trailer to the dually, because we're going to get the square body and run it up to storage. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do the Galaxy now or not. Really not sure, but for sure the square body's got to get out of here. So let me go ahead and hook that up. I went too far. See if it'll go. Yep, it went. Lock. Whoop. All right, I gotta get what's in the trailer out of the trailer. That's what I thought. Now I gotta fix this though. The board warped and they got pushed on. All right, so the Razor's gotta come out and the Galaxy's gotta come out because there's no room in here for a full-size 1-ton pickup with the Razor in here and the Galaxy. Razor's the easy part. Although it hasn't been plugged in. Sounds like it'll fire. Excellent. What? I thought maybe I didn't put gas in it. Let's see what this says. No, I guess not. I'm low on fuel. Now this unit's turbocharged, so you gotta let it idle a little bit. I got it gunned a little bit, put some heat in the exhaust, so let the turbo cool down a little bit. Probably a little more than I need to worry about it, but nonetheless, it's better to let something turbocharge idle down and cool off. All right, so now the Galaxy comes out. Let's see if it'll fire or she'll argue with me. Good news is, that's downhill, so that helps. This is always the fun part. There's still so much glamis sand all in this trailer. I think it's never going to leave. This is why guys get them trailers with the side doors that open. This car is not easy to get in when it's in the trailer. I redid the ignition. Not redid it, but fixed it. Had a loose connection. Bowl's probably empty anyway. I got battery. There we go. Float bowl was empty, so it had to crank a bunch just to get it to fire. Obviously she's running up and good now. Slightly choked. Let's get this beast out of here too. Carefully. Real careful pulling it out, not hit them stilts. And I did not set the parking brake on the dually either. That was a mistake. And we'll use you. I can see the mirror. We're definitely missing them now. This will be a nice driving car. Need to finish the body and paint on it. Needs wheels, all the brakes redone. But it really would be a nice driving car. So yeah, that's the Galaxy. So now we'll put the square body in there. Oh, I do not want to shut off now. Little diesel. Oh, maybe not. Excellent. Oh, that door's open too. What is, oh, the razor. I'm gonna say what, and it's still running. There we are. All right, yeah, gotta finish this one day. Might be sooner or later, but I got other projects I gotta get done, so that kind of falls, you know, down in the cracks a little. All right, you can shut off. Put the keys in my pocket. Now, the square body. The square body, I did change the fuel selector valve, which was the problem why I didn't want to stay idling. But it's not selecting left to right like it's supposed to. But it runs properly now, so on one tank, not the other. I didn't solve the problem yet. I just got it to where I can load it and not have stuff break. So let's get ahead and let me turn the camera off, set the trailer up, and then we'll get ahead and fire this up and put it in. Now the square body goes back to my homeless days living in an RV, renting a pole barn for a shop. So I have these battery tenders that kept everything charged up in the harsh Wisconsin winters. Normally I just have the plug-in types that you just clamp on them now, because you never know, like the Razor is kind of like a bike, you can plug it in. It's not a square body ought to fire easy. Oh, I know what I forgot. Leave it out and idle a little bit. Forgot this crap in the load bed I gotta take out. Although those could probably go with it. This gotta go. This Orwell's whole step. That's the broken one I gotta have welded. And the popcorn's both front brake rotors. They gotta go inside. Alrighty. I'm gonna strap these down. I'll show you what I originally had done with this truck. Original plan was to haul a motorcycle and haul a camper. That was its original plan when I bought it. These were welded in place for hauling motorcycles and to help lift the bed off the truck when we did the work we did. I'll just settle it down so it'll bounce out in the trailer. straps. Yes, before you ask, these are welded to the frame, not just sandwiching plywood. These back inside. We need the rest of them later. Get the last back one. Alrighty, boys and girls, we're ready to go. So let's get this thing moving. I already threw her in tow haul. See down there. Put the lockout in 6th. Yeah, it's 8-speed transmission. I set the lockout for 6 so it doesn't go any higher unless I think it'll hold 7th. 6th is a 1-to-1 lock. 7th is the first overdrive, 8th is the last overdrive. So it likes to stay in 6th if you can. Yeah, that's about where it likes to stay at highway speed. I don't usually do better than 65, 70 with it, pulling the big trailer, and that puts us a little under 3,000 RPM, which I know it's very high, but it's only a Hemi and it's towing a heavy trailer. The trailer's 5,600 empty. And that square body, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000. So, yeah, well, 10,000, 11,000 pounds of weight. It goes down the road, though. Now, most of you old school subscribers would remember that when I first bought the first Ram 2500, I thought I would never overload that truck, ever. So when my parents decided to move out of New Jersey, we were all in on getting it done for them rather than paying a fortune to have it done professionally and then have a lot of breakage. My sister had a lot of breakage on her move out of Jersey, and she paid a lot of money for movers to do it. So my parents were like, you know what, can we do it ourselves? I'm like, yeah, if I had a big enough trailer. So me and my father made a deal on the trailer, and then we loaded it up and we moved it from New Jersey to Texas with a brand new trailer that became a storage unit for about 8-9 months. Right before I went to Glamis is when my dad finally got it emptied out and got everything put into his house. That was quite the show. But anyway, that was a while back, and it turned out that 21,000 pound trailer, and yes, it did weigh 21,000 pounds because we weighed it just to see how overweight we were. And we overloaded the truck significantly. That truck's tow rating was like 18,000 pounds. We were dragging 21 with it, and we were by its rear tires about 100 pounds, 150 pounds overweight on the weight rating of the tires. Now, that truck had done a lot of towing. It went to and from Jersey, hauled a U-Haul trailer to get my stuff out of my parents' house. It hauled a camping trailer all around the country. It did a lot of towing. Plus, this trailer here had probably dragged 15,000, 20,000 miles between going out to Glamis. We bought it in Georgia, to New Jersey, to Texas, back out, then back to Glamis, out and around. God knows how many trips back and forth from shop to shop when we moved. So that truck probably, in the mileage I put on it, about 50,000 miles, half its life was towing. This truck, however, I bought to put a truck camper eventually in the load bed and be able to pull a loaded trailer without worrying about overloading it, which is why I went with the dually. And of course, you guys know my theory on pickup truck and diesels. If you don't haul professionally, why waste the money on the DEF fluid, the extra emissions, and so on? Just buy the Hemi. I mean, we're holding 62 mile an hour, and we're getting along just fine. And we're a 3,500 truck, pulling a 3,500 truck in an enclosed trailer, so that's no slouch. But anyway, this truck sadly has not really done any really heavy towing other than the occasional runs from here to the storage and back moving vehicles, and hauling a Razor, which, to be honest, a half-ton can do that with effortless ease. Now, coming up here soon, we're going to be towing popcorn in this trailer along with the Razor, and we're meeting Matthew in Columbus, Ohio, and we're dropping off his F-150 with him, and then we're going to go take the Razor south. We're either going to go to Tennessee or we're going to go to West Virginia with it, not really sure. Because after the absolute disaster that was Texas, and dealing with my parents and my sister's bull crap and the nonsense that I had to put up with there, we literally spent a month in just seemingly being tortured. And I was helping mom and dad. We worked and worked and worked. It was no vacation. It was absolute work. Taking care of my dad when he first got home was literally like taking care of an infant child, except an infant child usually gets 3 to 4 hours before you gotta feed him and change his diaper. My dad, on the other hand, was just waking up every 2-3 hours needing to get his pills, but he couldn't get his pills, so he needed me to either sit him up so he could take them, or he needed to go potty or whatever. So the first couple of days was like every 2-3 hours waking me up, which was fine. I certainly wasn't complaining. But there was a point where literally I had to just drop middle of the day. I just had to take a nap. So I was pretty wore out by it. But he got better, and things were getting better and improving. And then my father decided to start a big fight and pushed things to a point where he got my sister involved to back me down. And of course, that didn't end well. So hence the current situation is what it is. And we'll probably be getting into that because I caught a lot of it on camera for my own protection, just to make sure I got out of there alive. But yeah, it involves a lot of people, and we're probably going to be discussing that. But either way, after all of that nonsense, me and Jen got to just go have me and Jen time away from the shop, away from trucking, and then we're going to get back at it. Of course, we're going to bring you guys. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. And that's why I've been filming like the what's going on bit, because my life got real interesting real quick. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not happy with the way things are right now. Things have to change and get better. But first, I've got to get my mind right. I got to get Jen's mind right. So we're gonna go rip and tear and have finally our little weekend, because to be honest, all summer came and went. We really didn't get to do anything. We didn't make a single trip. Everything was for somebody else for another reason, and that I can't believe I gave away a summer by accident. I didn't mean to, but either way, I had commitments I had to handle, and I did the best I could with that. So Either way, my summer was destroyed. We're gonna try to have a good winter. We're just gonna start heading south this winter. Got the truck, got the big trailer. That's the game plan. That's what we're gonna do. Have I told you guys I absolutely love traffic circles? You going or not yet? You're gonna go. Yeah, we're cutting through the res. Get over to Green Bay and then head north. Storage is a little north of Green Bay. So you can see there's a little hill, so I'm not gonna let her go up to 7th gear. I'll hold it in 6th. And that's about where we'll stay, right about there.